Well, hi everyone. I just wanted to take a few minutes to share with you a beautiful statement about us as human beings that Sid shared on one of his audio tapes. And it just really touched me deeply, and I wanted to share it with you. I'm going to read it. So he said, You are not who you think you are. You're something nicer, far better. Really nice. Now, isn't that something? Doesn't that touch you deeply? It's so profound um, that our true nature is more than we can imagine, and it's beautiful. It's nice. It it's just these beautiful feelings that Sid has always been directing us toward in his teachings. And just to be reminded um, that that's what we are as our true nature, just a beautiful being. And so you think, well, why aren't we living there? Why aren't we immersed in those feelings most of the day? Well, we're getting serious about life, or particularly, we're getting serious about ourselves. All that thinking we do about ourselves takes us away from just living in the beautiful nature that we are, um, getting serious about us, evaluating ourselves, comparing ourselves, and so forth. That's the only thing. It's the only thing in the way is how easy it is to get serious about who we are as this physical form, as what we imagine ourselves to be. And what he said is, you're more than who you think you are. You see? And you just have to realize that. You just have to believe it to be true and keep looking for that within yourself rather than continue to foster the ways you're now thinking of yourself. You get a serious thought about yourself, don't get into it. Look away. Really, just look away. You don't want to get into all of the morass of getting another serious thought about yourself. And you know where that leads you to dissatisfaction or discouragement. So you don't need to live there because you're more than you think you are. You're far better. And so, one of the clues here to help you and help me live more in the beauty is seriousness. Seriousness is a signpost. You're moving yourself away from the niceness of you, that true nature you are. I'll tell you a story about seriousness that, um, really shares how habitual and innocent it is to be serious about life. So, in the first year when I started listening to Sydney Banks and go to his seminars, there was a handful of us that would meet in a mental health clinic. We were able to use their group room once a week in San Francisco in this mental health clinic. It was a really nice office space. And so we started to meet there so we could talk together about our understanding of Sydney Banks' teachings and talk with one another about how we're doing bringing it to our clients. So within 15 minutes, however, as we started to share with one another, we would all of a sudden start laughing or get lighthearted or joking. And we would just be in these beautiful feelings, just that, spontaneous, heartfelt laughter. And for the 90 minutes of that meeting, we would visit laughter a lot. Now, that doesn't mean we didn't look at the understanding, but we weren't serious in a serious mode about it. We respected it. We honored it. We knew we had so much to see about it. We knew that, but we didn't take that seriously because when we were together, the deep feelings that are just what we are, just naturally presented itself. We couldn't stop it. Uh, we really just couldn't stop it. It would just emerge because really what I think now is we just relaxed all of our serious thinking about ourselves. We were not in any self-consciousness that that would bring, and we were free to just express the happiness of our true nature. So we meet 3 weeks. This happens where we do talk with one another about our understanding. We do find insights talking with one another, but we're in a lot of joy. We're in a lot of beautiful feelings and, of course, laughter. Well, after the third time we met, later in that week, we heard from the two people that ran the clinic stating that they couldn't let us use the group room any longer because the clinicians, the other mental health therapists that were using other offices for individual meetings with their clients, um, were getting upset by the laughter. And they thought, they didn't want people around who weren't taking mental health seriously, honestly. But see, that's the innocence of it, right? That was how serious people were taking mental illness and mental health in those days. Again, not to downplay that people suffering, mentally suffering, uh, need as much support as they can get. But to live in seriousness about it handcuffs you because what you want to do is see that everyone is more than they think they are, that they're more beautiful, they're much nicer. And so the minute you get serious about your clients, you lose sight of that. Anyhow, that's just a story, again, about how we learn that seriousness somehow is important. Like, um, and we learn very early um, to move away from that playfulness that we were born into, that we lived in, the early parts of our lives, as children, that we get away from the playfulness that is our true nature. That was another hallmark of that group that we were meeting with, was playfulness. And I'll tell you, ever since then, whenever people who are sharing the principles now worldwide get together at a conference, and then through the years, while Sid was alive, at his 3-day seminars, playfulness emerged, laughter emerged as we would get together. And all that I think happened, and you see this for yourself too, is that when we got together, we let go of thinking about ourselves. We let go of seriousness. And the minute we do, our true nature emerges. Laughter, happiness, playfulness, joy, loving one another. That's the energy. That's our true nature. That's the energy that Sydney Banks speaks to. Oh, excuse me. You know how he talks about spiritual energy? That's it. That laughter, that love for one another, playfulness, the joy, um, love, and understanding. That's it. You see, it's not complicated. Um, and so I just wanted to share with you a few thoughts around that profound statement by Sid. Once again, I'll read it. You are not who you think you are. You're something nicer, far better, really nice. And so I want to leave you with you just embrace that. Go about your day bringing yourself back to that. Reflect on that. Let that just be with you. Open up to the fact that the minute you could quiet down thinking about you, you'll drop into this true nature that is far better than you could even imagine yourself to be. So I hope this was helpful to you in living a nice life, a nice day. And again, getting back to the happiness that lives inside of us, the joy and playfulness. So thank you for listening. Um, Again, subscribe to my channel if you'd like to hear more of these videos, as I'll be making more for you. So again, thank you so much. Bye.